Should you be investing in the stock market right now? Join me to find out.
Investing Secrets with Kevin Attride.
I so often get the question of, should I invest in the stock market today? There's lots of volatility, there's lots of turmoil in the markets, and we see significant environmental forces. And that's not likely to stop in the near term. So should you or should you not? Well, that's kind of a maybe.
The wealthiest Americans utilize private banking. I recommend the experts at Living Wealth when you're ready to implement this strategy.
First and foremost, I want you to think about what is your inflation-adjusted return. And we did a whole episode on that. But ultimately, what is your return after you calculate inflation? And so when we think about the S&P 500, a 6 or 8% return over a long range of time is generally a good return. And maybe you're seeing higher than that, but with all the volatility, maybe you're not quite getting that. But you have to think about your inflation-adjusted return, the impact of inflation after your return. So ultimately, when we see the inflation rate being more than double what is actually being provided by the government, potentially as high as 15%, ultimately you need to think about, well, what is your actual return? Or are you just losing money over time? The other thing that I really want you to think about is, what is your tax impact on your return? You have to calculate whether you have a 401k or you're investing in your IRA or you have Roth accounts or just a typical brokerage account. You need to think about your impact. What is the return after you have to pay all of those taxes? And you may be asking, well, why am I even thinking about the tax impact on my return? Well, there are investment classes out there that have significant tax advantages. And so when someone says, should I invest in the stock market? I think first and foremost, what is the return that you can get that maximizes your tax impact, that reduces or is most favorable to the inflation rate? And so ultimately, I'm not telling you that you should be investing in the stock market or that you should not be investing in the stock market. And likely it's good to have a portion of your portfolio in paper investments like the stock market. But you need to take stock of what is your larger strategy and what do you want to accomplish. And another thing I want you thinking about is, if you're handing your funds over to a financial advisor, is he or she accountable to your inflation-adjusted return and your tax-adjusted return? You don't want to just simply and blindly hand over your money and say, I hope everything goes well, and the feedback to get, oh, well, you lost 20% over the last quarter. You need to have a holistic plan and have financial representatives who are accountable to help you get there. And so think about your larger strategy. Think about, does it make sense to invest in the stock market, and what type of investing, what type of stocks or bonds, dependent on your situation, although I'm not bullish on bonds right now. I want you to think about, is this a good scenario in today's environment? And is it helping you further your strategy of building wealth and giving back? Ultimately, if you're not sure about your strategy, or you want to refine it, or you want help on the implementation steps to take action to further and grow your wealth, I want you to enroll in my Wealth Accelerator Masterclass so that you can look over my shoulder and further build your wealth successfully. So I want you to take action right now. Click the link below so that you can take advantage of this super sale, because it's time for you to experience financial freedom.
The information contained in this episode are opinions not to be used as individual guidance. As always, consult your own financial team for your investment decisions.